I wake up to the same old fight, chasing shadows in the night. Promises made, but I let them fade. Caught in the cycle, I'm feeling betrayed. Round and round, I'm losing ground. Trying to break free, but I can't see. These negative patterns are haunting me. Nights turn to days, I'm losing my way. Thought I found peace, but it's led me astray. Chasing the high, but it only brings pain. The more I run, the less I gain.
Hey everybody, hey, and welcome to another session of Taureca. Say it again. Today, I want to discuss the difference between love and attachment. Many people use the words love and attachment interchangeably when they are actually very different experiences. The topic for today, are you in love or are you attached? Inquiring minds want to know. So my first question, how do you know if you're truly in love with someone or if you simply become attached to them? Because we know loving somebody is different from being in love with somebody. You hear people say all the time, I love her or I love him, but I'm not in love with them. So that's something to think about. Many relationships continue not because of love, but because of familiarity. We've talked about that before. Because of fear of being alone. Shared history. You've been with a person so long that you don't want to start over. Financial dependence. That's familiar. Yes. Can't really afford to be independent. So you choose to just endure whatever situation you have going on in the household to be able to afford the lifestyle that you're living. Comfort, routine, that routine nature, or emotional dependency. I'm going to break it down for you so we can make sure we know the difference between love and attachment. When we look up love or a definition of love, love is wanting the best for someone while maintaining your own identity. I'll say just genuine care for another person's well-being, no matter if y'all together or not. Now, scientifically, romantic love originates in the brain. It is driven by neurotransmitters like dopamine. And we've talked about and you've heard dopamines, how it makes you feel on the inside. Fluttering those butterflies. And of course, it deals with your hormones. That's why a person can snap just like that. So it can be positive or negative. Triggers. Yes. Triggers of those feelings. One may say euphoria or the reward and the attachment. Now, I read from a psychologist, and it comes from Very Well Mind, and that's one of the citations I actually have in my book, Addictive Patterns, where I cited from Very Well Mind. And they break down love into key components that define how we connect. So when we talk about attachment, that's the deep desire to be near someone, feeling comfort in their presence. So love can deal with attachment, but we don't want it to be singled out and only that, to where you're doing things of a routine nature. Caring, we know that's valuing the other person's happiness and needs as highly as your own. Intimacy, that's the vulnerability to share your inner world, your private thoughts, and trust in that individual. So that was love. Now we're going to break down attachment. First, we need to define it. So attachment, I'll say it like this. Attachment can sometimes be driven by emotional needs rather than genuine connections. Where you've heard people talk about that trauma bond or an emotional bond that connects one person to another across time as well as space. It functions as a psychological survival mechanism. It's designed to provide safety or just comfort. I'll even throw in convenience. I'm going to share what attachment says. These are some phrases like, I need you. I don't know who I am without you. You've heard people say that before. I fear losing you. I stay because I've invested too much time. I can't imagine starting over. We know attachment can be rooted in fear of abandonment, loneliness, low self-esteem, and I've already said trauma bonding. And I'm throwing these out to see if you might be found guilty of these things. I have some more questions. I want to throw them out. I consider myself to be the questionnaire. This is for those who are dating or maybe even married. Maybe the relationship may be kind of shaky right now, maybe uncertain, not sure what the future holds. If your person or your partner left tomorrow, would you miss them or miss just having someone present? That's a question. Would you truly miss them as the individual, how they make you feel, things that they do, or would you just miss having somebody in the house or going on dates with? Another question. Do you love who they are today or the potential you hope they become? Are you staying because you're happy or because you're afraid to leave? Does this relationship bring peace or anxiety? This is what you should be asking yourself. Are you growing together or merely holding on? This topic connects beautifully with addictive patterns because the questions that I just asked you, some people become addicted to the chase. Yes, they become addicted to the chase. They become addicted to toxic cycles. They become addicted to being needed. They become addicted to fixing broken people. You hear people say, you just looking for another project. They become addicted to emotional highs and lows. That doggone roller coaster again. I just want to bring it to your attention and share out because sometimes we as individuals make mistakes. Sometimes we just mistake emotional dependency for love. And they may repeatedly return to the relationships that hurt them because the pattern feels familiar. Love should not require you to lose yourself. If you have to abandon your peace, your values, your identity to keep someone, you may be dealing with attachment rather than love. Food for thought. So at the end of the day, we've heard it before. Love is a verb. It's an action. It involves active listening. Not you always talk, running the show, being the driver. It's mutual respect. Let's reciprocate this. Not one-sided. And emotional availability. Being available when your partner needs you as well. Early on, I shared with you what attachment looked like or what it says. So now, let me share with you what love says. Love often says, I choose you. Not I need you, but I choose you. Love says, I respect your individuality. Love says, I want us both to grow. Love says, I trust you. Love says, I can survive without you, but I want you in my life. Hopefully you got something out of today's session of Taureca Say It Again. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to iHeartRadio, YouTube, and Spotify. Have a good one.